You're watching Global News Morning.
February is Heart Health Month, and registered dietitian Andrea Hallwinger joins us this morning to talk about foods that are good for your heart health.
Yes.
Thanks for coming in. The big one that has been for 30 years has been managing cholesterol with being aware of saturated, unsaturated fats and all that sort of stuff. But we can get there. You're saying if you are overweight, that's the very first thing, is take the pressure of everything squeezing in on your heart.
Yeah, so oftentimes people will focus on so many things. If their doctor has said your cholesterol's high, we're worried about your heart. The number one thing, though, that we start with our clients is really helping them to understand their overall calorie balance, their portion sizes. Maybe they're struggling with stress eating or managing cravings for sweet and savory foods, and really help to work with them on their everyday habits to help them take their weight into a lower range.
Right.
You know,
and some of that
certainly
is adding more vegetables, of course, watching your calorie intake, but then fitness as well, because fitness is strengthening your heart every time you're breathing.
Absolutely. It's kind of a combination, but of course we're always going to look at, like, well, what can you do if you're not a gym goer to help your heart and reduce that cholesterol? And we're really going to look at your everyday habits from a calorie perspective and see where we can kind of help you. And then after we get going with that, then we start diving into the ins and outs of which are the good fats for your heart, which ones are maybe the ones we want to have less often, and so on.
But those often come with what are personalized medical concern. Like years ago, it was don't have any eggs if your cholesterol is high. Well, that would be for a very specific reason for someone who's got very elevated certain types of cholesterol.
And even so, what the research is showing on dietary cholesterol in foods, such as things like eggs or shrimp, is that an egg a day is actually just fine, even if you've got high cholesterol in most cases. So, of course, always check in with your dietitian on what's going on with your own unique case. But we do find that it's really not focusing on a label when you've got high cholesterol. It's not the dietary cholesterol we want you to look at. It's actually the saturated fat and the trans fat that are far more important to focus on reducing overall for your cholesterol levels.
Okay. You've got a lot of veggies, fruit here. Is that really the main message of managing calories? You can eat more and really kind of stuff up on all those fibers without loading calories?
The other big thing about plants in general, so whether we're talking about nuts or avocados or fruits and veggies, legumes, these types of things are fantastic for fiber, and we know that soluble fiber in particular lowers cholesterol levels. So again, oftentimes when the people hear about thinking about their heart, they focus all on fats. And we want to focus broader on all of the anti-inflammatory based foods, the plant-based foods, really great for vitamins, minerals, and fiber, and those tend to be your plants in general.
What's the difference? What's soluble fiber versus insoluble fiber? Is insoluble what we want for digestive health and keeping everything kind of binded,
keeping everything regular,
good the other way? Insoluble, what does that do? Is that really binding fats and storing things better? What's going on there?
So insoluble, and foods are always going to be a combination of both insoluble and soluble, and we need all of them for different reasons. So insoluble fiber, you're right, it's keeping you regular, keeps everything moving, really great for digestive health. Soluble fiber actually forms a gel as it goes through your digestive tract, and with that, it actually pulls some cholesterol with it. And so soluble fiber are things like psyllium-based fiber in bran-based cereal, your whole grains, lots of your berries, your apples, really great for soluble fiber. And then on this side, we've got your beans and lentils, these types of things. Fantastic for soluble fiber. So those are really good ones we want people incorporating into the diet.
And then don't be afraid of fats. Don't be afraid of avocados and what is going to come with the omega fats when you're eating fish.
So what we know about heart health is your cholesterol levels will likely be worse if you're following an extremely low-fat diet than if you incorporate some of the healthy fats.
Your body doesn't know what to do with fat when it encounters it if you restrict yourself, right?
Well, and we just know your lipid levels in your blood just look better when we've got your avocados, your nuts, your seeds, of course your omega-3 fats in your fattier fish. Really great for excellent types of fat for our overall health. Same thing, you hear your Mediterranean-style diet, your olive oil oils, liquid vegetable oils, really great. So when we're thinking about, you know, what we could use for baking, for example, you're always going to be better off using a vegetable oil than a butter and margarine, for example, because it's a liquid oil, so higher in those monounsaturated fats. So if you're baking a batch of muffins, then looking for those recipes, for example, that utilize oils versus solid fats, always going to be better for your heart.
And you did mention this off air. Enjoy your grandma's apple pie, which is really saying sometimes go ahead.
Yeah,
Make the muffins with butter or shortening.
I'm the chocoholic nutritionist. I mean, for sure.
There you go.
We know our tropical oils, our coconut oils, our cocoa butters and these types of things. You know, I see people buying big tubs of coconut oil, and we know, yeah, maybe some of those saturated fats in coconut oil, for example, may not be harmful from a heart health perspective, but they're still very high in saturated fats, similar to your butters or the skin on poultry or in your butter. So these are not fats we want to increase in our diet.
Saturated, your body can't do much more with them. So thank you very much, Andrea. Awesome. Lots of advice, lots of good food here. It's staying focused on all of that. For more information, visit healthstandnutrition.com.